The second race then of the first round of the summer series. Here's the race 2 grid. I'm starting on pole position. 10 carts on the grid. Stephen Alsop in second, because it's our smallest track on the calendar. Red lights will come up soon, and they are now. When they go out, will be underway, and they're out now. A decent start. Stephen Alsop managed to get a better start than me, but it wasn't enough to be able to go down the outside and make a move stick. So covering the inside for this long right-hander here. So usually would take a wider line to carry more speed around the corner, but that opens up the inside, and when there's a cart behind you, that's not a wise thing to do. So coming around now, I've still got the lead. I was hoping to keep the lead. It is our smallest track on the calendar. It's an 8-minute race, which means it's 11 laps here, which is the joint most that we do at any track on the calendar. Constantly looking behind to see if the cart behind is still there. Pulling over to the left-hand side of the track to take a wide line later on, just to cover my inside in case the cart behind me is there. So again, I think for the whole race, I'll stick on the inside around there just to defend. I mean, when you're in the lead, you don't need to be trying to fly, risk losing the position. A track like this, you just want to keep to the line, and hopefully they won't pass you unless you make a mistake. So it's vital to get a good run through those couple of corners there to get a good exit. Best overtaking spot is this first corner here. It's the heaviest braking point on the track. So as long as I cover the inside and no one comes at my inside, then I'll hopefully be fine if there's no more mistakes too. So as I said before, this is our smallest, Covkart's smallest track on the calendar. Not really a favourite of mine. I struggled in race 1, went 5th to 3rd. It wasn't my strongest of races, only just managed to get into 3rd place too. That was on the last lap around the left-handed U-turn. So coming over now, probably about a third of a way through the race and still in the lead, which is a big positive. Considering I want to try and win the lightweights again this season, it's vital you get them race wins when you start in your highest starting position, because in Covkart we've got 3 races and grid positions are randomly determined, but you'll have one in the top third, one in the middle of the grid, and one starting from the back end. So really you need to convert your one where you're starting in the front into a race win. Starting another lap now, still no trouble. Going into this first corner, still taking a nice line right. It's vital to get a quick lap too, especially at this circuit, because it's such a small track. We can only run a 10 kart grid, whereas other tracks we can probably use a 16 kart grid or so. So it is a very small track, and because of that, there'll be more groups, more grids, so there'll be more people getting 20 points for a win, more people getting 19 for a second. That means the overall round scores are a lot tighter than any other round. Going into the first corner, I think, I don't think it was this lap, but there is one moment where into that first corner I do get a tap from behind, but I managed to maintain position. But yeah, because, as I was saying before, when all the 3 race results are added up, it is very, very tight, the points. So it's vital you get that extra place, stay in first and try not to slip to second, because that extra 1 point can mean a lot. I think at the end of this round, I think second to about 10th was covered by 2 points. And that's not and that is not a lot of points at all to cover 8 positions. So still in the lead now, over halfway through the race. I'm not troubled throughout this race, I don't think. It's always I prefer doing commentating on videos where I start near the back and manage to make positions up. It's more fun to do on track and more fun to commentate. and probably more fun to watch too. Still can see no karts in front, so it's just a matter of getting the karts safely and as quickly as possible over the line. But yeah, it's vital to get those fastest laps though, because if you are joint points on with any other drivers, then you will get that if you have the fastest lap, you will be above them in the round results at the end of the day. Let's say third and fourth were joint on 55 points or so. Whoever got the quicker lap would get that last podium spot. So another lap completed now, probably 2/3 of our way through this race 2 of the first round in the summer series. So yeah, I hope to win the lightweights class. I'm not that concentrated on overall. I won that in the juniors, and it is a lot harder in lightweights to win overall, because it's probably the category where there's more people that can win races, and obviously there's a lot of lightweights too. It is a very, very tight class. Anyone can win a race, anyone can win a round, and pretty much anyone can win the championship. I managed to win the winter, but the summer's a whole different story, different race format, no qualifying, 3 races not 2, 6 instead of 5 drop scores to season 2 now. And as well, especially because this is only a 10 kart grid, you'll most likely be getting worse results on, say, a 16 kart grid at tracks like Rednall or so. So you want to be getting as high a finish as possible on these small tracks where you have lower grids, because say a 6th place on a 10 kart grid is less impressive than a 6th place on a 16 kart grid if you were coming from the back to that position. So it's really the bit kart track rounds where you have bigger grids where you want to be dropping those scores. I think this may be the last lap now, still in the lead. You can see on the left, karts going by now. I think towards the last third of the race or so, I pulled a 1.5 second gap by the end of the race to the kart behind. The last corner now, the last lap. And a short run to the line, checkered flag waving, you can just about see. So yeah, won this race. Happy that I did. It was needed, it was expected really. So on to the third race. Hope you enjoyed the video.